So looking at this Korean Bitcoin price action, we can see, guys, the price of Bitcoin in our case did bounce off this lower trend from the ascending broadening wedge, which resulted in a very nice impulsive movement. And now, since we are hovering around the previous high area, what does this mean? Does this mean the price of Bitcoin is going to start with an actual impulsive movement, invalidating this ascending broadening wedge scenario, or will the price of Bitcoin get attracted to the downside first and only after that start with an actual impulsiveness? As you can see in this video, I have prepared some interesting chart which is pointing us where the price in the medium short term, where the price for the coming days might be heading. So before I start talking about this ones, please destroy that like button, and guys, let's try to reach at least 1,000 like in this video, because video like this takes a lot of time, takes a lot of energy. So if you want to keep me motivated, let's destroy that like button, and comment is even more appreciated. Thank you very much. Now, if you look at this ascending broadening wedge, you can see, guys, the price of Bitcoin in our case did found support at this lower trend line from this ascending broadening wedge, which resulted in some very nice impulsive movement. And now, since we are hovering around the previous high area, please be careful. This does not necessarily mean the price of Bitcoin has invalidated this ascending broadening wedge, which is playing out right now. I mean, the price is still facing resistance from this upper trend line from the ascending broadening wedge, and we are still failing to break out from this monthly R1 line. And now you can see why this leading indicator, the monthly R1 line or the CPI indicator, is so important, because it gave us information beforehand. I mean, when the price of Bitcoin was around this 33,000, when we found out that this monthly R1 line sits around 37,800, it indicated us this line is where we could be getting attracted, but we have to break the resistance if we want to see the price of Bitcoin heading towards the next price target, the second monthly R2 line, which sits around 41,000 range. Yes, guys, this 41,000 will be looked as our upcoming target if the price of Bitcoin manages to find proper support above this monthly R1 line, which sits around 37,900, 38,000 range. Yes, if we can find proper support above this monthly R1 line, then we know this monthly R2 line, which sits around 41,000, will be on the line. But there is a reason, right? There is a reason why the price had a very nice bounce of this lower trend line from this ascending broadening wedge. Even if we look at this CryptoAnup buy sell indicator. So according to our indicator, you can see if we simply follow our indicator, when we had this buy signal in the past price action, what followed after that, the price of Bitcoin started with a very nice impulsive movement. When we got the sell signal, we had a small retracement, but as soon as the price started showing this buy signal, the price of Bitcoin also started with this new impulsive movement. So far this indicator has been very accurate. And now, after this buy signal, when the price of Bitcoin was around 26,000, you can see since then the price of Bitcoin is going parabolic, and this indicator is still remaining bullish. So yesterday, when the price of Bitcoin had a retracement shakeout along with the lower trend line from this ascending broadening wedge here, right, even our CryptoAnup buy sell indicator acted as a support, and we had a very nice bounce off this. So if we want to continue this uptrend, if we want to invalidate the bearish scenario, then we definitely need the price of Bitcoin to find proper support of this monthly R1 line, because finding support around that area means the price of Bitcoin is invalidating the bearish scenario, and we are expecting the price of Bitcoin after that to show another movement here like this. So if we want to invalidate the bearish scenario, which could be unfolding even after this bullish move here to the upside, we definitely need the price of Bitcoin to remain above this monthly R1 line. And now let me show you another reason why we are finding difficulty to break out from this previous high structure or this monthly R1 line, because according to the CPI indicator, this was our first target, right? This is where we got rejected in the past price action. This is exactly where we are having some difficulty. But if we look at this price structure using this Bollinger Band in a daily time frame, this Bollinger Band squeeze also resulted in some very nice impulsive movement, right? You can see after breaking the upper band, we started with the new impulsive movement. But right now, price could be a little bit exhausted because we are facing resistance from this upper band. So if the price of Bitcoin in the medium short term is going to show some weakness, then let it be, because we have said any sort of a pullback here to the downside will be looked as a temporary pullback. But the overall picture for Bitcoin still looks very, very bullish. So even if the price in the medium short term starts following this ascending broad new age or bearish continuation pattern, we know it is going to be just a temporary pullback. And if we want to invalidate this bearish scenario as well, I mean the bearish divergence in RSI, which has resulted in some corrective movement in the past price action, this will get invalidated as well. I mean, if the price of Bitcoin finds proper support above this monthly arrow line, then we are going to break out of this upper band one more time, and in that case we are also going to invalidate this bearish scenario. The reason why I'm still showing you this is because, you know, we are still below the previous high, we are still below the monthly arrow line. So unless we break out of this key line, this bearish scenario are still going to be there. So any sort of a weakness, any sort of a retracement in between 30,000, 32,000 range or 33,000 range, it is going to be temporary retracement. And at the end, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to start with a new impulsive movement. And now, if you look at another reason why we are expecting the price of Bitcoin after some shakeout to show another continuation here to the upside, because this scenario, this movement looks like inverted three hills and a river pattern, or three valleys and a river pattern. So in our case, since we have already broken the previous high, now this does looks like a bullish continuation. And we also know this A to B is equal to CD, then it clearly shows us the price of Bitcoin is going to remain bullish unless we reach above 40,000. So according to this inverted three valleys and a river pattern, the price of Bitcoin is expected to show another continuation or show this bullishness at least above 40,000, and only after that show some weakness, because we know according to this analysis as well, I mean in the past price action we found out this rally which lasted 364 days, the downtrend, right, ended when we got attracted around this 0.618, 0.5 Fibonacci line. So we said this trend in our case could also get attracted in between 0.5, 0.618, and only after that start with an actual corrective movement. So if that is going to happen, then you can see this price opportunity from inverted three valley and a river will play out perfectly, which is also pointing us over 40,000. Even this 0.5, 0.618 will be retested, and parallelly even the next area of confluence for Bitcoin will play out perfectly here in a weekly time frame as well. Yes guys, this weekly scenario is also pointing us, since we have broken out of this key line, as long as the price remains above 30,000 in a bigger picture, this green horizontal trend line which sits above 40,000 is where we could be getting attracted. And even if the price fails to do that now, it is going to be looked as a temporary pullback, but at the end we are still expecting this bullish continuation to continue. So as you can see guys, if you look at this price structure here in a different time frame using different scenarios, nothing has changed so far. Even if we are going to follow some bearish scenario, it does not change the overall outcome, because in bigger picture we have found out the price of Bitcoin is preparing itself for a new impulsive movement. So any sort of a corrective movement will be looked as a temporary corrective movement. And now, even if we look at this dominant chart, I mean Bitcoin dominance chart, we broke out of it, but at the end we came back to test the support from this horizontal trend line, which in the past price action acted as a line of resistance. We found support around 48.6%, and then started breaking here to the upside. And if you have watched one of our video where I talked about this Bitcoin dominant chart, I was very clear. This was a bullish continuation pattern, or so-called a bull flag. We have broken out its upper trend line. So if this price opportunity from this bull flag is going to play out, then there's a very high probability that this dominance is going to go above 50%. So in our case, it did. And now we are seeing some weakness. So what does this mean? This means the price of Bitcoin for the coming days could be in this uptrend. So any sort of a retracement will be looked as a temporary retracement, and also the dominance of Bitcoin getting stronger, because the next area of confluence sits around 58 to 60%. So this were some of the quick update that I wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed my work, then please guys destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. Until next time, bye bye.